Hey guys, thanks for tuning into CMTEQ channel. This is tutorial number 12 in our series of learning C programming by coding. Now by the end of this tutorial, you'll learn how to use an if-else ladder to compare properly into your program. So what we're going to do in this tutorial, we're going to use that if-else ladder to find the bigger number amongst three numbers. For instance, a user enter 4, 8, and 1. Now our artificial intelligence here should be able to know that 8 is bigger than these two numbers. But how are we going to tell our artificial intelligence? That is by writing codes that will be written into the AI machine so that the AI machine will be able to determine that. So we're going to write that code using the if-else ladder. Now without wasting any further time, let's get coding. In the same light, I'd like to ask that if you find anything useful in this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. That would be highly appreciated. Okay, let's get coding. Now the three numbers that we want to compare are the numbers the user is going to be entered. Now we cannot limit the user to integers only, so which means the user can enter comma separated numbers, negative numbers, or any type of numbers. So now to ensure that our program is able to handle that, we then going to use the variable type double. Okay, I've got a tutorial where I talked about the variable type double. Please look into this tutorial series, you're going to find it. Okay, now that we know we're using the variable type double, we can then go ahead and declare the variable that we're going to be assigning the character type double. So we go num1, num2, num3. So these are the three numbers that we are expecting the user to enter. And once again, we're going to call the printf functions to ask the user to enter the three number. Please enter three numbers. Like that. Then we're gonna call the scanf function. And in the scanf function, we're going to pass the variable type for the double. Again, watch the previous tutorial where I extensively talk about this variable type. And then we're going to pass the value into num1, num2, and num3. Okay, now we don't need this statement here. Okay, so this is how the scanf function is going to handle the three numbers the user is going to enter. Okay, so they are all going to be assigned or stored into variable num1, num2, num3, which are of type double. Okay, now as always, it is important to include comment into your program. Now in this section here, we're going to first check whether num1 is greater than num2 and num3. So checking if num1 is greater than num2 and num3. Okay, like that. So we're checking whether num1 is greater than num2 and num3. Now to do that, we're going to call the if statement. So if num1 is greater or equal to num2, okay, so basically if num1 is greater or equal to num2, we're just going to print that num1 is greater because basically they are the same. And num1 is greater or equal to num3. So this one mean here num1, if num1 is greater or equal to num2 and also greater than or equal to num3. The keyword is the and here, because this statement will not be true if only this one is true. If num1 is greater than num2 but is less than num3, then this condition is false. So this condition will only be true if num1 is greater than or equal to num2 and also num1 is greater than or equal to num3. Only then we can go ahead and print f percentage dot 2 LF in case the user did enter a number with comma separated value. So we put a dot 2 to specify the 2 comma places, is the bigger number. And here we're going to then pass num1. Okay, so that will mean this num1 here, whatever the value is the bigger number. Okay, now we've done checking the first number the user is going to enter. Now we have to go ahead and check the second number. So basically we're going to repeat the same statement. Okay, so without wasting time, learn to copy code so that you can write your code faster. So here we then going to say here, okay, just fix here, checking if num2, okay, is greater than num1 and also num3. So we're going to replace here if num2 is greater than equal to num1 and also num2 is greater than equal to num3. Okay, then in this case we're going to print that num2 is the bigger number. Okay, because this condition we pass num2 there. Now this condition will only be effective if this one is false. Remember how our program is first starting to check here. Okay, after checking here, if this condition is false, then it's jump here. Okay, so this one here should be an else if. Okay, else if like that. So if this condition is true, we are printing num1 as the bigger number. But if it's false, we jump in the else if here. Now if this is true, then we print here. But if this is false, then in this case we're just going to say else. Okay, now we don't have to put another condition. Okay, there is no more condition that we have to put. Okay, so here we're just going to write a comment. We say in this case num3 is the bigger number, because we've done checking for num1 and num2, but if both are not bigger than num3 at the end there, that means num3 is the bigger number. So we're just going to copy here, okay, and then paste it there and replace this value there with num3. This here means that num3 will be bigger if both conditions are false. Otherwise, we will be checking for each and every one of these conditions properly. Now let's go ahead and run the program and see if our AI is indeed happy with what we just did here. Okay, so we run it, say please enter 3 numbers. I'm going to enter 5, I'm going to enter 4, I'm going to enter 2, and then I check. It say okay, 5 is the bigger number. Okay, so my AI is indeed clever enough and he is indeed finding out which is the bigger number. I'm going to try again. This time I'm going to enter -8 and then 2 and then 0. Guess what? 2 should be the bigger number here, but let's see if the AI is clever. It said 2 is the bigger number because obviously -8 is smaller than 2. So the program is working perfectly. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, cheers.